Hello everyone, welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'.
Hi guys.
So
what time is it? It's stamp time.
Nobody's even here yet, Bill. Let's give it a minute to load.
Yeah, well, they're just now getting on it. So.
Okay. Well, I'll let you do the official
Madison's
greeting.
on. Hello, Madison, Fran, Ward, Tatum.
Okay.
Marcia.
Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna. Are you sharing?
Barb.
Oh, okay. Thank you everyone for joining. We're just gonna give it a minute for people to get on. And then we'll get going. Okay. I see Kristen. I see Angela.
Got hands on.
I see Marcia. I see Madison. It's not like the whole thing stopped.
Where we're going?
Not on here, it didn't. Let's see if I can see my own hands. Yeah, for some reason it stopped on my end. I see Jean. Okay, there it's going again. Barb, Sandra, France. Yay! France was sharing with me that she has like 10,000 sheets of DSP.
Well, she'll be busy.
Yep. We're gonna
how to use some of it.
We're gonna put her to work.
That's right. Share
the love, France. You gotta share it. Pretty paper does no good stacked on top of itself. So, we getting some people joining?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to see everyone. Hi Marcia, glad you found me. Hi Beth Ann. Okay, now I'm starting to see some things. Hi Karen. Yay, Karen joined. So, I do take very seriously the suggestions that you guys give me for things that you want to see, and between man cards or masculine cards and ways to use DSP, these are the two popular things. So we're going to start very simple and basic tonight and work our way up. I've got 3 projects for us. But did you happen to see if Laura's on?
Laura.
Lan?
I have not.
Okay.
She usually comes in a little bit later. So.
Okay. Hi Nancy. Well, I wanted to make a point. That's why I was trying to see if Laura's there, because I want to tell her something. Okay, you guys.
Sue from Ohio.
Who?
Sue Thomas from Ohio.
Oh, that's a Buckeye right there. Someone D from Colorado, I see.
Holt, yeah. Sherry Breland.
Braylon. Sherry Braylon. Okay, so share my video to your wall to be entered in a chance to win for my drawing next week. USA only, please. And I just wanted to remind everyone on that. Let's get going on a couple of things. So Paper Pumpkin. So March will be Paper Pumpkin's birthday, and I've done a couple of things with Paper Pumpkin recently, but what is really exciting is in last month's Paper Pumpkin, they gave me this flyer that says you get an extra stamp set in this month's, in March's Paper Pumpkin. So there'll be 2 stamp sets in March's Paper Pumpkin, and I think that's pretty awesome. Now, you never know what is in your Paper Pumpkin until you get it, but they always leave clues, and from this I'm kind of getting maybe some color clues, and it looks like a party. So I'm wondering if, since it's his birthday, could it be birthday party?
Could be.
Maybe, yeah. So who knows? But I have not been disappointed at all with Paper Pumpkin recently. I've really enjoyed it. I do want to let you know that during Celebration, which is going on right now,
3 weeks left.
Yeah, you're on that, aren't you? Yeah. It's clicking right down, guys. So if there's things that you need, this is the time to get it. And they've put new products on Celebration, and we're going to go over that too. But if you buy a prepaid subscription, not only is it cheaper for you per month. But then you can get celebration freebies off of it. So I took advantage of that. Yes, I did. And I bought a year and I got 4 freebies coming. So I'm pretty excited because they added new freebies. So since we're talking about celebration, let me just start. So we had our original celebration catalog that came out, and it was for you have a choices between $50 purchase or $100 purchase, the things that you can get for free. And I'm excited because there was a lot, and I actually kind of got a lot. Like, I didn't get it all, but I got a lot, and I'm very thrilled with that. So you've seen me use some of these stamp sets. Then they did a second release, and I used this, I think last week. Did I use this one last week?
You might have.
Maybe the last couple weeks I've been using these things. I absolutely love this Country Floral textured impression embossing plate. I really, it's a dynamic one, and I really like that, which it's got different levels, layers, is that what I want to say, heights maybe, on when you run it through the Big Shot. So this has been awesome. They also have some paper for the Painted Seasons bundle, very pretty, and you saw me use the Stamparatus on this, and I used it on this too, which I think is pretty awesome. I mean, come on, awesome. So hi Jamie, I just saw someone. Okay, so then on top of that, then they came out with, there has been kind of a overwhelming response to these items, that things like went on back order, they ran out of stuff. So moral of the story is with celebration, if you want it, act upon it, because it goes out quick. But they added stuff from our regular catalog. So instead of having to make $100 purchase, you can get the Painted Seasons designer paper for just $50 instead of getting the whole stamp set too. They also have the Share What You Love embellishment kit. They have the Scattered Sequins dynamic and textured folder. The mini pizza boxes. You guys know how much I love the mini pizza boxes. The pearlized doilies. The Rich Raspberry Velvet Ribbon. Then I about went nutty over this. My favorite paper this whole year was the Petal Promenade. Promenade? I don't know how to say it. But it's beautiful. Look at this stuff. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous paper? And so, yeah, I had to get more of that. Yep. That's got to be one of my favorites. And then, and I was excited to see this, the delightfully detailed laser cut specialty paper came in. So that's also in the regular catalog. So on top of these things that are still in supply, they had the back order on the ribbon. It went yesterday. It went out again, and they filled all the back orders that they had on it, and what was left gone like that just by this afternoon. So I did think that it would be in a little bit longer, so I based one of my projects tonight with this, but it can be substitute with a different ribbon. I just wanted to use it while it was still available, so I'm going to go ahead and use it tonight, but it can be substituted. So let's get, did anyone see Laura yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, I'm just going to tell Laura. So Laura took advantage and she bought a 6-month subscription. And so she got 2 free items from Paper Pumpkin, or from Celebrations, because she got it. So she got it at the cheaper rate. Plus she got 2 free items because she spent $100. And so I just wanted to kind of remind everyone that I still have my personal loyalty program with Piccadilly Perks. So when you shop through me as a loyal customer, I have a rewards program. Just like if you get a punch card at the gas station for a coffee or something, well, I have a rewards program of my own. This is not through Stampin' Up. So how does that work? For every $35 purchase that you make, you get 1 letter from the word Piccadilly. There's 10 letters in Piccadilly. So after 10, $35 purchases, you spell out the whole word. I do keep track of them, and I do send email confirmations just so that you know where you are. Since Laura spent $100, she got the P and the I for Piccadilly. So now every $35 purchase that she spends after that, she'll get another letter, another email confirmation to say where she's at in the chain. And when she gets to the end of the word Piccadilly, she gets a free $25 purchase through me. But it is not just the $25. I'm offering free shipping and free tax. I'll pay for it all. You just order it through me, and I will send it to you through the Pony Express. So the rest of the announcements we'll go over later. Let's get started stamping.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, before I get going, Bill, any questions from anyone?
No. Beth Ann did say the ribbon is lovely and you can color it to make your own.
Oh, that's a good, yeah, that is a good point. We do have all sorts of ribbons that you can color. Okay, so again, tonight's theme was using up the DSP. So tonight's DSP that I chose, I have been tearing through this, you guys, like crazy. One, it's free, so you can see I've got a whole nother pack here. This is the Botanical Butterflies DSP. And who doesn't love free? Is there anybody out there who doesn't love free?
I know I like free.
I like free too, so you can... It's the only thing I can afford. So I have been going nutty with this stuff. And at first... if you don't like butterflies, what's great about this is it's two-sided, so there's black and white on there. All right, let's go into... What's that?
Joy's on.
Oh, good. Joy's on. Okay, before we get going, Bill, I have a test question for you. Can you guess what I'm going to...
2-inch with starburst.
Oh, he did it. Say it loud. Be proud.
2-inch with starburst.
My
favorite punch.
My favorite punch combination is the 2-inch circle punch and the starburst punch. You're right. We're going to use a few more on this one. So I wanted to start off very basic and then build up from there. Let me get the supplies out. I had a request for Papa Petals. You know who you are if you're watching, and I'm pretty sure you are watching. So we're going to use the Papa Petals tonight with this. But I'm going to use that butterfly paper, and the paper that I chose is kind of, I don't know, is this dotted Swiss? We're going to call it the dotted Swiss. So let me pull out my pack here. I've just got a basic black card base that I folded in half. And so the very first easiest way to use DSP, and I want to feature the DSP, so we're just going to cover the whole card base. So hard to cover up that side, but we're going to. On the card. This is very easy. So I just cut this 1/4 inch shorter, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. I think my glue is clogged up.
What happened?
My glue is kind of clogged up.
Uh-oh.
I gotta... But I love that green glue because it lets me move it into place. Nice and easy like. Okay, so we just have the card base. You know, black on black is kind of hard to see. There we go. I got some scrap paper down here. All right, then let's start with making the sentiment. Now, I'm using the Papa Petals, but I'm also going to use, we have card kits. In fact, let me grab one. I'm going to use the Lots of Happy. So this, you buy these kits and it has stamp sets. It's got like a little mini block. It has everything to make the projects with them. But you can still use the stamp kits afterwards. So I always keep mine in one of our boxes, and here I've got a couple of them that I've just labeled. And so I'm going to use the Lots of Happy for the wording. And I am normally one to I want to get my cushion underneath. I'm normally one to to stamp things not in color, but in black. However, I'm using Melon Mambo, which is a pretty robust color, so. And the reason why I use the stamp piercing mat underneath is because when you're using the photopolymer stamps, they don't have any cushion like the rubber stamps, so that's why I use it to have just a little cushion underneath. Any questions or anything? Or people just...
They love the butterflies.
The butterflies, yeah, that paper is so pretty. I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to use it in a minute. So we're going to go with my 2-inch circle punch combo. And I'll try to kind of center that in here. And then I'm just, since I'm doing the black and white on this, I'm just going to do the starburst on just a piece of scratch. Scratch. There you go. I always...
Wasn't he the squirrel off of Ice Age?
He was the squirrel off Ice Age. Okay, I gotta get this unclogged. There we go. I think I did. So I'm just gonna layer that together. I chose Here's to the Happiest Birthday Yet. I thought that was, who can't use a birthday card? Okay, now I'm going to go to my pieces. So with that pop of petals, I decided to use the one that had like the most coverage, is the way I guess I'm going to say it, with the little flecks in it. And what I do, so this set has a matching punch. And what I do is, the punch to this has a very specific layout. So when you punch it down, or when you stamp it down, I just put like a little, I hope that can show, there's a little, I put a little dot kind of in that corner. I always do this corner. It's just so that all of mine have it in that corner, and I know which way I want to place it so that it goes under. I'll just do it. It'll make sense as I go, because apparently I don't. Okay, so ink that up pretty good. Stamp it down. So now that lines up, because that corner matches that corner. Did that make sense, or are they?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And then, if you guys need that explanation again, I'm willing to go over it again. Maybe second time will be a charm for me. Okay, so when you buy these two together, you save 10%. I suggest always buying them together when they have that offer. Okay, and then I have a piece of lemon lime twist, and I'm just going to use the leaf punch. And punch out a leaf. Okay, so since everything in nature isn't exactly perfectly flat, I'm going to go ahead and wrinkle up my leaves. A couple things. You can take, sometimes I like the big end of my paper piercing tool because it'll kind of fold it up. But for this one, it's big enough that I want just a little bit more of a wrinkle in there. Okay, now let's bring our... That was a brand new Melon Mambo pad. So it still has to kind of work in those grooves. So I got Melon Mambo on my fingers. Easy solution. Okay, bringing that back in. Now, you know, we can change this. Now, my original one that I did, I used a different die punch on it, but there's a couple things I wanted to do tonight, so I wanted the first one to be really easy. So we can look at where we want to place this. I want to try something just a little bit different. I'm going to pull out the glue dots here. Well, now I'm going to put a glue dot on the front of my leaf. Where am I liking this? Like that. Well, that's kind of cute.
Up just a little bit.
Up. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. So I kind of like that placement. So I've got this kind of center and up to the top, centered this way and up to the top. And then I'm going to take a Stampin' Dimensional here and pop this up to help hold that down also. Cuteness. I'm surprised you haven't done your stamp day. Oh, you did at the beginning. All day he's been going stamp day.
Stamp day.
Or what else you been doing? Woo, woo.
Whoop, whoop.
So I'm just going to use some a rhinestone here for the centerpiece of the flower. Okay. This was simple, very easy, very self-explanatory. It used up a big piece of DSP, which is designer series paper for those who don't know. How cute is that, right? Oh, any love? Am I getting any love for this?
You're getting tons of love.
Okay, this was simple. We're going to move on. We're going to go on to the next one. So I'm going to step it up a notch. Only we're going to use more of this DSP. Okay. Big piece of that butterfly DSP. And I'm going to throw all of this goodness out of the way.
I love that first one.
Yeah, it was simple and it's very bright and beautiful.
Easy.
Yeah, so you don't have to be super, like, the stamps are doing it for you. It's kind of all, it's very easy, very easy. You don't have to be a super artist. Anybody can make a quick little card. This one is going to be just a little bit different. It's very easy too. I'm a lazy stamper in some ways. So I make all simple cards. Now, on this big piece of butterfly paper, the back side, what's that? Oh, Laura, you missed it, but check your email, Laura, now that you've joined us, because I talked about you earlier in this video. You might have to go back and listen. Okay, so what I did is I cut 3" by a 1/2" pieces of this butterfly paper, and it's two-sided. So we're going to use this side to start. We're going to start off with the card base again. And the easiest way I have found, this works for me if you're not scoring, because scoring is probably the easiest. Take both fingers and thumbs. Once you get it flat, take your fingers to the middle, your thumbs to the middle, slide to the middle, and go out to the edge. I think that so I'm starting with the black card base again. If you guys haven't noticed, I kind of like black. Black and white. Kind of my thing this year. Very on trend too. I love how much Stampin' Up! Is on trend. In fact, me and my mother were just out at a clothing store the other day, and we were looking. I think that our Calypso Coral is going to be kind of the hot color for summer this year. Or the, what is this? Grapefruit Grove, kind of like a peachy color. lavender, there was all of these springy colors. Now, this is the stuff that you could get free from Celebrations that I was telling you about earlier. And I happen to know that as of today, one of my downline ordered it, and then poof, it's gone again already, but I'm going to use it since I started with it. Okay, so these were again 3 by a 1/2 inch pieces that I have cut down. We're going to turn them over because we're going to use the black and white side. Now, there is no rhyme or reason to my madness, but other than the fact I wanted to show you guys, I don't know about you guys, but I will trim DSP and then I'll have these little pieces left over. So I decided to find something, make them kind of uniformed, and we're going to go with it. So I don't want this. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Whisper White, and I don't want these to try to have to line them up perfectly because I'm not very good, honestly. So I'm going to purposely line them up crooked. So I'm just sticking a strip of glue. So this one kind of goes up, so we'll make this one kind of go, maybe I'll change that. I'll change it. We'll go this way. Any questions or anything, Bill?
No.
Okay. Then we'll go back.
People love the fact that they love to be able to use the scraps and not toss them.
Yeah, I do too. If I can find a way, there are times that quite literally I'll have a piece like this, if I can flag it and use it in something, especially on these black and white pieces, you guys. Black and white goes with everything. Well, kind of.
Kind of does. It's kind of a base.
Okay, so now here I am. These are not perfect. Heck, I don't even have this thing centered, as you see. This side has more room than this side. No worries. No worries. We're not going to let that stop us. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is glue that down. To my black card base. This gives me a minute to kind of wiggle it around and get it kind of centered. Okay, so I'm going to use this side to my advantage since I didn't quite have that as even as I thought, and you will not be able to tell, trust me. So we're going to start with the piece. I'm going to go this lemon lime twist color goes so good with black, in my opinion anyway. So we're going to start. We're going to take a piece of that and I'm going to hook this. Maybe I should have measured that first. Oh well, we can trim off what we don't need. Okay, so that's pretty darn good. So I'm gonna take, I like it, I like it. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back with DSP again. Now this is the Butterfly Gala that I'm using, and currently I believe the punch is on back order. I think that's how it goes. I'd have to read the notes again. But buying it together, you do get 10% discount. And I think they're coming just a few weeks and they'll be back in stock, I believe. So on the opposite side of this paper is all of this, these butterflies. And so they have this really pretty purple with this lemon lime twist, and I thought I'm gonna use that. So let's come in here and try to make it, look at how, can you see how that lines up? It's not perfect because look at, when I pull this out, I only used that much of the butterfly out of it, and it did cut a little. I'm still able to use the rest of this paper, but now I have a beautiful, beautiful butterfly that has a print to it. And so I'm going to take the edges here and stick another glue dot down. Okay. Do I want to trim that? Where's my... every single live, Joy. Can't you leave my supplies alone? Okay. So I'm gonna, you know what, I do kind of like that at an angle.
They're saying that the butterfly punch is back ordered till April 1st.
April 1st. So yeah, just a few weeks. Was that...
Maybe the snow will be gone.
Oh my gosh. Don't even talk about snow. Those people who don't live in snowy areas, I'm very jealous of you right at the moment. I crave green. I think that's why I've been doing a lot of bright colors. So I took from this, just a little note from this Butterfly Gala, and I'm just inking it up, and I do want to do a test run. Oh, perfect. Okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to add... got that right in my, the camera's right up my nose here. I'll try not to sneeze. I'll try to get this straight. Ta-da! Now, if we wanted to, and I didn't do this on the original, but I don't see any reason why we can't do it on this one too, we can add another one of these little rhinestones right there. Okay, so again, I've used scraps of paper. So those who don't like to waste, I've used scraps. So this one I used the full amount, and this one I've used just scraps and made out of it. Now we're going to step it up another notch. What does everyone think? Anything?
I'm loving it.
Yeah? Good. Okay. So, one more. Let me grab... Oh, we're going to do a little embossing on this one. I know, right? Okay, on this one, I'm going to use the, again, I want to make the paper be kind of the highlight of it. So I am going to use the same Enjoy the Simple Moments from the Home to Roost set. This is another one of the freebie sets. I like to show you the freebies while they're there, and that is available. Okay, so we got a lot here. There's a little description on this packet. So let's start with that card base again. So fold it in half. I just realized that I'm doing a lot of purple tonight and my fingernail polish is matching.
Yeah, they're loving your nails.
Really? Mm-hmm. Is Kristen Tatum hearing that? If you're on, I hope you're hearing that. Okay. That makes me laugh. She's the only one who'll understand why. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of just cardstock. I'm not going to do anything special to it because that's not what I want to stand out. This is just going to be my background color. And we're going to put a little bead of glue around there and stick this on the back for the base, for my card base. And then give it a minute to wiggle it around and get it straight. Are we supposed to get more snow this weekend?
Hope not, but maybe.
Oh, we are so gonna flood come spring. Okay, so now I want to show you. I took a piece of Well, actually, I took 2 pieces. So I used some of the DSP, and I cut 2 pieces. One with, this one has the butterflies on that side, and then it has the black and white, and one with the purple flowers in this one. And I cut them at 3 by 4 inches each. Then I took those pieces, so let me kind of explain this. So I put those pieces and I cut them at 1.5 inches, so 3 inches in half, and then I came down and cut, I turned it and cut it again at 1.5. So 1.5 and 1.5. What that leaves you with is this. Okay, so I cut a 3¼ by 4¼ piece of black here. And now we're going to glue these because we want the DSP to be the part that we're admiring, because we're using up DSP. That's the whole point. And here's something. Like, I'm totally a paper hoarder. I get it. But I do know that it does no good sitting in anybody's, in my cupboard. I can't give it to anybody. No one can enjoy it. So that's my whole thing. However, that petal promenade that they just put, or promenade that they just put on for celebration, I had to get that. You understand, right? For those who hoard.
I do.
Yeah, because Joy will say, Joy's going to have some comment about, yeah, you just had to have that, Pamela. I did, Joy. I did. I see a future in those beautiful flowers. I think out of every paper pack that we had this catalog Christmas, it was my favorite. So as you see, I'm just kind of lining this up to fit. Those stripes kind of throw me off a little bit. Makes it look like it's not even. To fit here on this black piece, leaving a little bit of a border. And then I'm going to come through and do the smaller pieces. Any comments or questions so far?
All kinds of how they love it and how they get you.
They get me?
About the hoarding thing.
Yeah. Well, I, you know, France, if you're still on, after I shamed you like that, I shouldn't even be talking, because I get it. I don't have 10,000 pieces, but I do have a lot. And I have been chopping. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of times for giveaways, I've been using this paper because I have so much of it. And I think it's cool. I have done literally probably more cards with this paper than any other paper that they have had on celebration. Okay, so I'm basically making kind of like a window pane out of it. All right, now I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to take a piece of just basic black cardstock. I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Actually, I should probably... Do you think that I can be good enough to cut this down? I'm going to try. Let's see here. I'm going to get that. There we go. Okay. I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch slice of this too with my ittle bitty trimmer. Hopefully... And then I'm going to take that same, let's see if I can get this right, and I'm going to use the Versamark ink. And I want that good and inky. And actually, I'm going to move that here. I want to get this open. I store my embossing powder in, it's just easier to use for me than trying to get it out of that little cup. And yeah, just like everything else, I have a lot of embossing powder. And you know what? I do want to tell you guys this, that embossing powder does go old, so be quite careful. Let's see if I can get this somewhat. I hope I did that right. It's easier. Yeah, not too bad actually. So I use the embossing buddy so that any static and oils from our fingers don't stick to any place but the glue. Embossing is one of my favorite techniques ever. Okay, this will just take a minute. Got my heat tool. Let's get that heated up. Which, by the way, this can serve as a nail dryer. Just want you to know. So, yeah, someone has been known to dry their nails with it. You wouldn't know anyone, would you, Bill? You haven't been drying your nails with it, have you? It works really good. Just don't hold it too long there because it gets very hot. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is come back with my piece while that's kind of just drying a little. And I'm going to glue this down. I used to do a lot more dimensional popping than I have been recently. There's a couple reasons. One, this gives me a little bit of time to get my image kind of even. And two, look at how that's playing up already. And
really wants to know if it's low speed for the
nail drying. You better believe it. Unless you have to go live and you're in a rush. Okay, so isn't that pretty so far?
Yes,
okay, great. I'm glad you think so. So I'm going to bring my little trimmer back in because I want to trim this down just a hair. And I'm going to get some dimensionals. I want one in the center and one on each end. It'll hold it in place and it'll help it. I've been trying to do less. What I was saying about dimensionals is I've been trying to do a little bit less on my dimensionals so that things are a little bit better mailable without extra postage. Okay. What do you think, guys?
Awesome.
Any comments?
That's what you're saying. Awesome.
Isn't that
Very
cute?
Pretty, gorgeous.
So you can see how we've used, really this is not a lot of DSP. This is going to be the most usage of your DSP. But my DSP, other than just a couple of things that I popped up, the stamping was only, really, there's 2 on this card and 1 on this card. It was very little stamping. I used DSP to make the butterfly on there. Very few embellishments. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and take a few. Let's see what that looks like.
Joy loves the layout.
Oh, the layout of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a few of these. Oh no, I feel like that's in the wrong spot. Well, it's stuck now, so there you have it. But I mean, you can just add a little bit of bling to it if you want to. It's kind of these are kind of very simple cards. A great use on scraps, a great way of using stuff and sharing, you know, your fun, pretty paper. Now, I know that when you have This is probably my weak spot, you guys. Especially this particular piece. I'm in love with it. That is gorgeous paper, but it's not going to do any good if it's stuffed in here. So that's why I got another pack so I can cut this one up. I'm hoping my Stampin' sisters understand that. Okay. All right, let's go back to the announcements then. So, real quick, I explained the paper pumpkin, I explained the celebrations, and I explained all of the things that you get extra. I do want to remind you of the Piccadilly Perks. That's on top of everything. So like I said, Laura ordered a 6-month paper pumpkin. She got 2 level 1 freebies, and now she's got 2 letters for the perks. So she's already on her way to getting a free shopping spree with me. They also have, and this is kind of the only time of the year that I'm even aware that they do this, but they've never had this kind of offer before. They have a double option offer to join. So right now, if you join the Piccadilly Pearls, I love my pearls. They have, for $99 worth of product, you can get for $99, you can get $175 worth of product on your starter kit. That's $50 more than what they normally offer. Normally it's $125 for $99, which is a really good deal. What is cool about this is it's not a pre-chosen kit for you. You get to pick your own kit, which I think is pretty awesome. And the other option is for $129, you get the $175 worth of product plus a $50 tote bag, Stampin' Up! Tote bag, and this thing is awesome. It cost $50 to me, but they're adding it on for $29 for anybody who new signs up, which is a way good deal. It is high quality and it holds a lot of stuff, as you can see in the pictures. So I do want to let everyone know that if there's anybody out there who needs any of these catalogs, please let me know. I would love to send it to you, and since there's only a few weeks left, I need your addresses kind of right away so that I can get those out to you. Okay, tonight's host code is ZNWEQZPB. So use that if you have an order of 150 or less. Over 150, then you'll qualify for host rewards, and I want you to have them. So you guys have a great night. I will see you next week. What?
Drawing?
Oh, you'd like to do a drawing, would you?
Bet, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do a drawing. You know what I think we'll do? How about, I'm going to get my little ticket bag out. How about, why don't you just grab a few of them, okay?
I'll reach in and grab a bunch of names.
Just, not a bunch, just a few, okay?
There's a few.
A few. Let's see how many you got here, Bill. Oh my goodness, you got 5.
5?
You got 5, okay.
Grab 5.
Okay, so let's look at these names. So, Kathy Walton. I do not know you, so send me your address and I will send you a prize. Gloria Stiller, please send me your address and I will send you a prize. Kelly Erickson, get me your address. Alice Cook Somsel and Sherry Turner. So what do we have? Let's get these out. How about these?
Yep,
you want to do these? Okay. So each one of you will get one of my handmade little desk calendars. What are you?
Saying 5 is more than a few.
Yeah. Well,
I
apparently.
have big hands.
Yes, he does have big hands. Okay, so I made some of these calendars here, and we'll get those out in the mail, but I'm going to need everybody's address. So congratulations, everybody, and thanks for joining me again tonight. Use that DSP. I want to hear about people using up that DSP. All right, have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.